What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi, and we're finally taking on Boss 19 with a free-to-play team. And this team will look almost identical with a couple minor exceptions, okay? Number one, you'll notice I put Haruhime on the front this time. The opponent we're going to take on is going to do an insane amount of damage, so we have to debuff turn 1. Now, while Haruhime isn't optimal for that, there are units that we can bring in. We can debuff 45% versus our 40%. I'm literally just being lazy and using the same team we've used over and over and over again. And if you don't understand that tactic, wait till you see what we do for the S clears on this. It's going to be hilarious. But just know Haruhime is turn 1, where everybody else is coming in a little bit later. And notice that now I'm floating Clown Argo. And there's a very good reason for that. Everybody else is pretty much the same, but we've swapped out our former 3-star seal resistance unit because we didn't really have to worry about that after that one fight. Instead, we have to worry about stun. So I put on the 3-star Misha. Misha is 100% stun resistance, and I'm going to bring her in turn 3 just to ensure we don't get stunned. And because she's 3-star, she's easy to obtain, she has a good physical stat, Clown Argo is a great unit to take into this event. Now, the one thing I do want to make very, very, very clear here is that you can take any team into this. Eyes has no physical resistance, no magic resistance, no element resistance. She's not typed at all, no beast type, land type, or anything like that. This unit is neutral across the board. So whatever your best team you've got is, bring that team and go to town. But you need to make sure, number 1, good defenses. Good defenses are going to be very critical here. Number 2, you want to make sure that you debuff this unit enough that you can produce the kind of damage you want. We'll get to that. But first, let's go ahead and get into turn 1. So we're going to do our 40% debuff. Everybody else is going to do a general buff stack. And Line is going to do her 33% SA gauge charge. And if you're following along at home, that means that you are aware that Argo is not going to get any SA gauge charging. That, unfortunately, whereas before, with the later matches when Haruhime came in, everybody got 33% of the assist side. We are going to take a little bit longer to build up essays, but I'm not really worried about Argo's essay as much because it is an AoE and not preferable. I'm going to go once again for the triple SA just like we did last time, except this time it will be favorable. Only reason Argo was favorable in the last one is because he's a beast type and we were up against a beast type, or beast killer, and we were up against a beast type. That's not the case here, although Eyes is a beast. She's not a beast type, so she's just going to wreck us out. Let's make sure that Haruhime's... Yeah, alright. So Haruhime, despite the fact she got stunned, her debuffs are in play. So we're going to go ahead and do her healing and her debuff replication. Okay, everybody else is going to kind of move on to their main skills. I don't believe we're debuffed yet. There is a debuff she's going to put on us, but I'm not going to lose sleep over that. So I'm going to move on to the single target attack here. Notice that our skill 2 does a physical and magic resistance buff. I could swap out this Winter Haruhime, though hers is 35%, so I'm just going to continue on with her. It does mean there's some redundancy. If I was going to optimize the team a little better, I would swap out Winter Haru with somebody else. There's a lot of things you can do here, but for the sake of simplicity and building the one team and really just kind of showing you the limitations of this EX match, literally, like, you can take anybody in here. And as you're going to see when we do the S clears, we're going to take one team and laugh all the way to a complete S clear 1 through 9. We're going to work on that tonight on stream, but let's go back, get back down to it. So buff stack, I'm not worried about anything else. I'm going to take him back and do skill 1. I am going to do the physical and magic resistance buff here because Clown Argo doesn't have any of that, so I think that's going to be very important to give him some of that. Now, turn 4 does mean we're going to just basically get into just basically the basics. Basically the basics of this team. Spamming skills and building up that triple SA. So, Yosuga, we're going to do Oxbane. We're going to go ahead and get back up here to skill 3. That's a single target skill with him. And I'm going to do single target skill with Argo, because Argo is now buffed. Alright. Let's go. Alright. And Eyes, I believe, is right at, if not pretty close to, 10 mil health. So this is going to take a while, But believe me, once we get, you know, our buffs and debuffs out like we're going to in a few minutes, we're going to be good to go. Now, the one thing I do want you to pay close attention to, no one has been stunned yet. Now, in my test runs, the stunning really didn't get crazy until like turn 8. But with Misha in play, we're 100% stun resist. That's why I put Misha on the back, so that every unit on this team has the craziest possible amount of stun resistance. All right, let's keep going. Now, you will know that Argo is lacking a little bit because of his position coming in late. He doesn't have a lot of the assist skills or anything like that. That's fine. We're not worried about it. And that's why we're not going to SA with him this time, is because he's just simply not going to be a damage producer. This guy is really here in more of a support role and to do what he can do for the time being, but I'm not worried about him. He is not the central focus of this team by a long shot. So we've got our triple SA ready. Let's make sure all of our buffs and debuffs are good to go. Yep, everything's good there. We're not going to lose that. All of our defensive buffs are good there. We're not going to lose that. We're going to triple SA now with Haruhime, this bell, and Magic Bell. And we're going to continue doing skill 3 with Argo because that's his single target skill. Okay? 100% strength and magic buff to everybody. And physical, fire, and magic resistance all down 50%. I don't believe Eyes removes her debuffs. I could be wrong in that. I don't believe she does. But if she doesn't, then that means from this point going forward, we're going to be doing really, really, really well. Now, notice that Magic Bell only did like, you know, half a mil damage, not even quite that much. And that's kind of to be expected. That does show you that this is going to be a bit of an uphill battle with this team. But, you know, she's down to 8.2 mil health. So she'll fall with time. It's just going to be a game of patience. So we're going to go back to everybody's best spam skill and then just continue on until pretty much the next SA. Now, I'm going to SA at this point with the single target Magic Bell. Just every single time it comes up, I'm going to do it. Because I don't believe we're going to need a re-debuff. I think we're going to be good on our debuffs. You know, 1 unit resistance is down. Magic physical resistance is down. Fire resistance is down. Oh, you know what? I didn't notice this on the last run. I did not notice this on the last run. And I'll show you a major mistake I just made here. This is a big mistake. And I made this on the last fight. And I should have been paying a little more attention. All right, and to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to build up a double SA. I'm going to build up a double SA. I only realized this fault, and this is something I should have caught in the last match. Something I definitely should have caught in the last match. I'm sure there's going to be lots of comments on that video regarding this. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's get down to it. And I would go back and remake these videos, but unfortunately I am up on a major time constraint. Let's see. Fire attribute damage is going to be lost this turn, but it's not really important anyway because it's going to be rebuffed this turn anyway. So I'm fine. Let's see what our defensive buffs look like. Everything looks good on defensive side. Offensive side, everything looks gorgeous. So yeah, let's do one more Sheikah. Rebuild Haruhime's MP and go from there. Now, here's the major mistake I made. When you're doing this, don't do a triple SA with Haruhime. Don't do a quad SA with Haruhime. Do Haruhime's SA as early as you can. Okay? Because the one thing I overlooked on this, physical, magic, and fire is 1 turn. I don't know why in my mind I thought it was 3 turns. It's 1 turn. So when Haruhime's not replicating it, you're only getting it for that single solitary hit. Can't believe I overlooked that. That is such a massive oversight. But whatever. So we're going to do a double SA with these two, and that's what we should have done in the last match too. I will address that in the comments section so you guys can, you know, say what you will. This is going to make her fall a lot faster. I mean a lot faster. Keeping the out of play is going to be massive. So if you go in here now, you'll notice that fire attribute, magic, and physical is all down 50%. It is what it is. It totally is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our spammable skills. You know, skill 1 and then 3 with everybody else. And then we're just basically going to rebuild Haruhime's, Haruhime's. Yeah, we're going to rebuild Haruhime's MP when it gets low again. So, let's go. It is what it is. What it is. All right. Now, the nice part is here, if I was doing this right, I would have done Haruhime's essay immediately when I had it and then worked up to the double. But now that we've done the double and the debuffs are all in play, I don't need those debuffs again. So now I could just essay with this this bell and do the damage we do. And that's going to chip away at her health a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Not insanely, but, you know. Like, at this juncture, I think, like, every little bit really counts. Like, every little bit counts. Okay. Skill 3. Yeah, let's go. You will also notice that Argo is going to run out of MP here shortly. Some of that is the shortcomings of the 3-star assist. Some of that is just literally how long this fight's gone on. So, there's not a huge amount of way to mitigate that. You just kind of have to learn to live with it. Here we go. 366. So like I said, at this juncture, we're literally just playing the long game and chipping away at our health. If you want an S-Clear, we could build an S-Clear team. But for now, I think it's just fine where we're at. I don't think that this team or many free-to-play teams are going to be capable of the S-Clear. I know we did say there was one earlier that would be, but I don't think this is it. I don't think this fight and this fight and these opponents definitely are not going to be conducive to that. So here we go. And Ice is going to fall here soon. Ice is going to fall very soon. Let's go back to do Yosuga, see where our debuffs are at. Everything's still golden. We still got tons of space in those debuffs. So let's go and do our SA here. And yeah. Once again, it's not a hard fight. It's just surviving. And if you know the tactics to survive, you'll be fine. There's really no, like... I mean, we're not in a rush. We're not really concerned about anything. We've built the team so that everybody has a lot of survivability. Yes, she's hitting hard. And yes, we're running out of MP with some of our units. But that's to be expected. And the nice part is... Oh, you know what? I ran him out of MP. He'll have some more here shortly, but he has a skill where he can rebuff MP. It was a minor oversight on my part. There we go. We do have a bit of MP regen, so we're good to go there. SA with that dude. Yosuga with this one. So on and so forth. So, once again, not a perfect run. Definitely a little bit sloppy. Could be cleaned up quite a bit. I'm going to say probably realistically with this team, if I was get good RNG and build it out a little bit better, turn 23 finish is totally doable. Easily doable, honestly. Let's go ahead and do his MP skill there, and yeah, let's just continue on. So turn 25. On turn 26, let's see how much health is left. Because realistically, once again, had we had those debuffs in play from turn, 7, 8, whenever it would have been, we would have had, this would have been in the bag. This would have been in the bag and done. So, yeah, everything's golden there. 1.6 mil. So I'm going to say 3 turns we should have this. Maybe that's a little aggressive, but that's going to be my goal here. 3 turns. 3 turns. Let's see if we can do it. Here we go. SA. And remember, while you're saying to yourself, but Clown Argo SA'd so much harder last turn, that's because once again he's Beast Killer, and he was fighting a Beast unit. So I'm not 100% certain. I'd really have to go back and see the damage they did, but I don't think there's going to be any major benefit to doing a triple SA. I think ultimately in the long run, we're going to get more damage out of just spamming SAs with the Magic Bell. So one more turn. Can we finish this on turn 29? That would be beautiful. Let's not get to turn 30. Let's see. All right, 500,000. 500,000 damage on this turn. Why not? Let's go. Remember, Haruhime does damage with this skill. And we're getting counters. All right, well. Either way. That's that, guys. So, once again, I could have probably knocked off 5 or 6 turns had I paid attention to the 1 turn debuff instead and given Haruhime's buff to everybody sooner. That would have cleaned this run up. But there you go, guys. Everything beaten with the free-to-play team. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments section. We're going to be back. We're going to S-clear this. We're going to build one team. One team. S-clear everything. So, we'll be back with that here very soon.